If it were like a future me telling a younger self that, hey, in 20 years time, you're going to go to the Olympic Games, I would hope I would heed that advice. If it were me telling my younger self that, I would just try and convince them to stop doubting, and it's such a human trait to have. It's doubt yourself because you start to believe the noise around you. I don't think I would have known, when 8-year-old me was joining rookie league, that the paths that I'd be on would lead me to bobsleigh and lead me to the Winter Olympics. But here we are, and, just take everything for what it's worth and enjoy every experience along the way. I was born in Canada, born and raised in Toronto. My parents came from Ghana, which is in West Africa, during the mid-'80s. I grew up in Toronto community housing. Financially, that was probably one of the biggest hurdles I had to overcome, not being able to have access to a lot of things. But, I never felt like I didn't have enough. I always felt like I was right in the mix with all my peers. For me, my first foray into sport, or at least competitive sport, was definitely rookie league through TCHC and the Blue Jays. I was very terrible at it. I still am to this day. I have very bad hand-eye coordination, but it was an outlet for me, a nice escape to be able to play baseball. I was watching the women's bobsleigh race, and I saw Shelly-Ann Brown. She was competing for Canada as the Canada 2 brakeman, and she won a silver medal. And so I was like, oh, wow, that's a fellow Black woman that I'm watching represent Canada on the highest stage of sport, being the Olympics for amateur athletes. That's what kind of switched it on for me. I had already made my mind up before even getting on the plane to go to Korea that once I came home, that was it. I was going to start selling my stuff and leave that chapter behind.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Cynthia Appiah, and I'm proud to say that I am a Jays Care Unstoppable kid. I'm also a member of the 2018 Canadian Olympic Women's Bobsleigh team that happened this past February.
I remember that curveball gala, and I think I wrote that speech in hopes of convincing myself that, not to give up, because again, I was still in that inner turmoil of like, will this work? Won't this work? But we're always going to come to hurdles in life. We're always going to come through obstacles. Hearing that positive reinforcement, hearing that motivation, it's super important no matter what stage of life you're in. Finally getting there was just like, okay, a culmination of all these years of start to pay off, and that sigh of relief can be like, really had, because you're like, okay, shoot, I just made it. Sometimes people get inspired by the smallest things in the strangest ways, and for me, it was Shelly-Ann Brown, and who knows what it is for the next person, and if I'm that person, that's pretty cool for me.